So guys, as you see in my previous video, you see my roasting plan. This roasting plan is very versatile. You could use this roasting plan in your Arabica or your Robusta or Liberica or even Geisha. Okay, I don't care. You can roast every coffee that you can find with that roasting plan because it is very versatile. That roasting plan will change your life, save your money, and save you time. So let's get into it. So in the previous episode, I used 170 degrees Celsius as my charging temperature. Not too high, not too low, because I roast like 2 kilogram of coffee in the 5 kilogram coffee roaster. It's underload the coffee roaster, okay? If you buy like 1 kilogram drum coffee roaster, you should roast like 1 kilogram coffee bean, of course, you know. But if you underload it, like you want to roast half the capacity, you might want to lower your charging temperature. If I roast like 5 kilogram coffee bean, 5 kilogram green bean in 5 kilogram drum roaster, I will increase my charging temperature. I will not use like 170 degrees Celsius, of course. Or if I don't want to change my charging temperature, I just change my gas. Okay, I just change my power. Okay, I just increase the gas. It will give more heat. So as you learned from the previous video, the green bean will lower the drum temperature because the green bean is actually cool. Okay, so the heat from the drum will transfer to the green bean. So the drum temperature will decrease to turning point. When we meet the turning point means the drum and the coffee bean is in the same temperature, okay? The temperature is equal. If the turning point is too low, under 80 degrees Celsius, more like 60 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Celsius, your coffee might be too wet. You need to dry your coffee more. Very low turning point needs more gas, means need more heat to maintain your coffee temperature to the roasting plan. More heat equals more aroma loss. You need to get the most of your coffee. So make sure your green bean, your coffee, is in good condition, is in the ideal condition before you roast your coffee. So after we reach the turning point, our coffee will continue the drying process. In coffee roasting, there is 3 stages of coffee roasting or 3 phases, like drying phase, maillard phase, and development phase. We give enough time to the green bean to dry properly. Don't rush this process. Your coffee will taste flat. When the coffee reaches 150 degrees Celsius, we call it Maillard reaction or browning. This is the start of the browning process or the caramelization. And 10 degrees before the Maillard reaction or the Maillard phase, we make sure our delta BT or ROR is 10. Okay, delta BT is the average of bean temperature rise. Okay, or we call it rate of rise, ROR. 10 degrees Celsius, 10 degree, 10 degree, 10 degree, 10 degree. That's why I can remember without a book, without a cheat sheet, this roasting plan. Okay, it's all in my head. Okay, because this roasting plan is very easy to understand, very easy to remember. So for this example, 5 minutes is 140 degrees Celsius. Easy, okay? Because 10 degrees Celsius is divided by 2 is 5 degrees Celsius. Every 30 seconds, the temperature will rise 5 degrees Celsius. So we give enough time for the coffee to develop its sugar. This Maillard phase is very important, very critical to develop how sweet our coffee is, how smooth our coffee is. So make sure you don't rush this process. If you have too much power on your gas, the temperature will rise rapidly, very rapid. It's like making caramel or toffee. If you have a big old fire, your caramel will be burned, will not taste great, will taste like yikes. Bro, don't rush this process. Give your coffee enough time to develop its sugar content, its amino acids, its carbohydrates. So it shouldn't be rushed. That's why in this phase, we use ROR 10 or delta BT 10. 10 degrees Celsius every minute. 5 degrees Celsius every 30 seconds. Easy? So as you see in the graph, we keep our aroma and complexity, we give enough time for drying process. we give enough time to caramelization or Maillard or browning process of the coffee, and we cut the development process after the first crack, of course, not too long, okay, because we want our coffee complex, okay, complex roast. That's why we call it complex roast. In this area, you see this is a fast, complex, and slow. What it's mean, okay? This is roasting time. If you roast your coffee under 11.5 minutes, it's called fast roast. Fast roast have a characteristic of bright and more, not like sour, but more acidity in the coffee. If we want to make our coffee more balanced, we want to roast our coffee in the complex roasting time, 11:30 to 13:30 minutes. If it past that, like 14 minutes and so on, 14 minutes, 15 minutes, 16 minutes, and so on, we call it slow roast. Slow roast is for cheaper coffee, okay? Generally, for cheaper coffee, because we don't want the complexity of the cheap coffee in our cup, okay? It tastes bad. That's why we slow roast the coffee. We need to lower the complexity, lower the acidity, the sour of the coffee, and we just want to make the coffee taste like coffee, coffee. That's why cheap Robusta is always roasted in slow roast. So as you might see here, we just bump like from 200 degrees Celsius to 210 Celsius. In the roasting theory book, this is not great in theory, but taste is king.
You know what I always say?
Taste is king.
Taste is king. I don't want my development process is too long, because if the development process is too long, I don't want my coffee to increase its bitterness. The more developed your coffee, the more bitter your coffee. So if I want to make like complex, smooth, sweet, and less bitter coffee, I just make sure my development process is shorter. That's why my development process is not determined by the software, by the artisan. It has to reach like 20%, 20%, 30%. No, I just want to make it like shorter, but not short, but it's enough time to develop. And that's why this roasting plan is very, very versatile, okay? If I want to make filter roast coffee for V60, I want it in fast roast. I want it much more brighter. I want it much more crisper, much more sharper. If I want to roast like V60, 11 minutes, okay? 11 minutes, fast roast, V60. Good. Okay, if I want medium roast, I will reach my medium roast profile in 12 minutes. It's good, okay? It's complex. But if I want to roast it like espresso roast, medium espresso roast, I will reach the medium roast espresso profile in 12:30, and it's still complex roast, not slow roast. I don't want my espresso taste like flat, baked, or even bitter or too dark like charcoal. I don't want to drink that. Did you? So guys, this roasting plan saved me like a lot of bean not wasted from this roasting plan. I know that every coffee is different. Every coffee behave differently in the coffee roaster. I know, but just stick to the roasting plan. Some coffee might end their endothermic reaction much sooner, like natural coffee, like carbonic maceration coffee, and etc. Okay? More fermentation will end up their endothermic reaction sooner. That's why you need to eliminate the variable in your coffee roasting process. Don't tinker with the airflow. Don't tinker with the drum speed. Just determine what drum speed you're using. Okay? In the first place, like 55 RPM. That's it. I will not change it later. Some roaster will change their drum roaster according to their temperature. No, too much variable, man. And airflow. Some roaster will change their airflow in the middle of roasting. Why? Just set your airflow to the max. What is max? Maximum airflow in my vocabulary is when your airflow doesn't decrease your drum temperature. The drum temperature and the exhaust temperature will still goes up and not decreasing. It is the max point of your airflow, and I will not touch it. Okay? I will eliminate as much as variable that I can eliminate. Your only variable that you control is your gas, okay? It's your power, it's your gas power. So if my temperature goes up beyond my roasting plan, I just decrease the gas. If my temperature is below the roasting plan, I will just increase the gas. Okay, it's easy as that. Don't waste your coffee for R&D for such a simple little variable. Okay? Simplify your roasting process. It will save your money, save your time. Just focus to make more coffee, and that will make you more money. If you guys have any question, drop your comment below and see you in the next one.